Okay, Colin, we'll see how he does. Enjoy the race. Andrew Cotter's alongside you, I believe, for this one.
Yes, we'll go through the runners and riders for this one. So to this very high quality first heat, which contains gold and bronze medalists from Moscow last year. David Oliver, the gold medalist. Sergei Shebenkov also in there. You look at Oliver and Shebenkov and Kevin Craddock, Balazs Baji and Ji Wenjun also going here. So Andrew Pozzi may have his work cut out to go through. First three go through automatically. Two fastest losers also through to the final. David King from Plymouth, the 19-year-old, ran very well in Sheffield last week in his first senior championship, 7.80 personal best to finish fourth. And he will relish the challenge of lining up against this level of field. Dwight Thomas of Jamaica was a very good sprinter in the flat earlier in his career, then switched to the hurdles. From the United States, Kevin Craddock, he's already had a very full indoor season in Europe, a couple of meetings in Germany, then Stockholm and then Ghent. It's very good to see Andrew Pozzi back, running well after last year was scuppered by a foot injury. Picked up a hamstring problem as well at the Olympics, so only now getting back to his best, and nice to see. But alongside him, what a star. First appearance of the year. Hadn't planned to do this, but he says his training was going well, so he wanted to do an event where he had more than one round. He wanted to get that feel for the big championships. Bronze medalist in Moscow, what a popular medalist it was. Sergei Shebenkov, the Russian record holder. And Balazs Baji goes in lane 7, fourth at the European Indoors in Gothenburg last year. And a man who likes this track. Ji Wenjun ran very well here last year, ran personal bests in the heat and the final to finish third. So a reminder, the first three go through automatically, and the two fastest losers from this and the next heat. So it's David King, Dwight Thomas, Kevin Craddock, Andrew Pozzi, David Oliver, Sergei Shebenkov, Balazs Baji in lane 7, and Ji Wenjun of China in lane 8. First heat to the first round, effectively a semi-final of the men's 60 meters hurdles.
Stand up.
I'll just ask to stand up. The other starter not happy with something. Just a reminder of those going in the next heat. Pascal Martino Lagarde has been going very well indeed.
Chris Tomlinson's opening attempt, 7.61.
The British athletes that have the UK standard for Poland are Pozzi and William Sharman, who's not run. Sounds like a bizarre dream you had, Steve. JJ Jaggedy jumping over some cars. Ready for it now after that faulty start. All eyes on Oliver Butt, called back. Rather late second gun. And we're just looking to see the reaction times, and I think this may be grim for Ji Wenjun in lane 8, the Chinese athlete.
About that one, remember, if it gets shown on the graphic, anything quicker than 0.1 of a second is automatically deemed a full start.
And the stadium announcer just saying anything quicker than 0.1 of a second reaction time and you're out. And the time we're given for lane 8 is negative 4.93. Well, I mean, I wonder if there's something about lane 8, because we saw an earlier race where one of the athletes was found foul in lane 8, and that was not as big an illegal start as we're seeing there, Colin.
No, you're right, and if you can remember in the 60 metres flat as well, the twitching that James Desailly did was far greater than that, and yet he didn't get any warning. So it'll be interesting, but it's only a green card on this occasion, so it's just telling guys really to just be stable and relax in the blocks and wait for the starters. Gun. Simple as that.
No, I think lane 8 is the lane of doom at the moment. I'm not sure there's something a little bit wrong with the readings and the reaction time there. But anyway, Oliver steadies himself. Again, huge fellow. He's always trying to slim down a bit. He's naturally a very, very big, muscular, broad-shouldered fellow. Bit of weight in the tattoos as well. But alongside Andrew Potsy and Shebenkov outside. So King, Thomas, Craddock, Potsy, Oliver, Shebenkov, Badji and Ji Wen-jun. First round in the first heat of the men's 60 metres hurdles. This time they get away. A good start by Potsy. Left Oliver for the moment, and Potsy coming through strongly. Shebenkov trying to get with him. David Oliver is left languishing down the field. Potsy wins it. Great run by Andrew Potsy, but where was David Oliver and what happened to the world champion?
One of these things that we mentioned when we were talking about earlier, myself and Phil, was you've got to get into the groove of competition. And sometimes, certainly when you're doing the hurdle race, if you haven't run many at all, it's very difficult just to arrive here and come out with very experienced runners. Now, we've got to remember that Andrew Potsy ran well at the trials.
Well, what a heat that was in the men's 60 hurdles. A shake of the head from David Oliver, the world champion, because I'm sure he will be out now, not going through to the final. He was left a long way behind the winner, Andrew Potsy.
It's a really good, strong performance by Andrew Potsy. He's been working very hard on his 7-stride approach into that first barrier, but he nailed it today and came off the first hurdle very strong, with setting up beautifully just to take the lead early on in this. And he's left behind him a group of very talented athletes. So he'll be very happy with this. 7:57, of course, a season's best for him. But let's have a look at David Oliver. Let's have a look exactly what happens to him. He works hard into this, but as I said, he's very rusty. Hasn't done any competitions. Training is very different to competition. And you can see he's suffering from that. Hasn't got quite the rhythm that we're used to seeing from David Oliver. So he was struggling against the guys who performed much better earlier this year. Shebenkov has already done 7:55. Andrew Potsy, off injury, ran quickly at the trials last week. Full of confidence, feeling healthy again, and he loves this 60-metre event. While David, well, he'll go back to the drawing board and prepare himself for the outdoor season. So well done, Andrew Potsy.
Well, there's no substitute for racing, because David Oliver was saying his training was going so well, but long way down the field there in 6th place. He won't go through to the final, but Andrew Potsy in very good shape, winning that one ahead of Sergei Shebenkov and Balas Badji.
Well, it was exciting.